If you appreciate our content, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. That will really help us to reach more people. Thank you.
All is well. Everything's in divine order. All reminding us that everything's happening the way it's supposed to, even and especially when we don't get it. And one of the great lines that reminds us of that, I believe, is attributed to John Lennon, but you don't know because according to Facebook, Abraham Lincoln says a lot of things that were not there when he was alive. So, but everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Thank you, Novella, for requesting this. And if you want to sing along with us, it's a very simple melody. We were in the mood with the reggae music earlier. I will get into the mood as well. By the way, this is not cultural appropriation. This is cultural appreciation. Okay. Hit it. Here we go. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Because everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. We're gonna sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Every happy song needs some sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day. A brand new day. A sky filled with balloons day. Woo! Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Just the audience. Perfect. Let's sha-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Okay, here comes the tricky part. Even when it all just seems to go your way, don't get attached, it's gonna change. Even when it always seems to go your way, no matter how many times you saw The Secret, it's still gonna change. That's okay because everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Here we go. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. If you don't like the weather, wait 20 minutes. It's not the end. It's not the end. You can't believe all they talk about on the news are politics. It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. But this is the end of the song. It is a delight to have the music team here and the minister here. Many churches we go to, everybody takes the day off. We don't know if that's because they don't know how to explain us to the audience or they need time away, but what a delightful co-creation we're having here today. Yes. Woo, hallelujah.
Our message today is getting high on God. And we'll be talking about getting high and how we can raise our joy using these happy drugs that we're going to talk about.
Happy drugs and tools. And let's start off with one of the ways that keep us from staying high, and that is spending too much time on the negative. Okay, too much time on the negative. I was looking at that soul punch thing, and I was thinking, you know, the optimist says we never need to think about that kind of stuff. The pessimist says we need to constantly be thinking about that stuff. And the realist says, let's bring in this instructor to help us. You see, they're seeing both sides, but yet, you know, like they said, trust in God, tie up your camel. You know, that kind of thing. Trust in God and hire someone to help you be better equipped to not ever have to use what you've learned, you know. So we're going to be talking about all kind of things that will help us feel better. And again, a few things that take away our joy, one of which is watching the news too much.
Right.
Watching the news too much, focusing on the negative too much. The cup is half empty, but it's also half full. And if you focus on the half full, you will feel better and come up with more ways to add to it.
Right.
Because you're looking.
Another way we can deplete our happy drugs is if we keep emotions inside. I'm talking about those emotions of sadness and anger and disappointment. And if we keep those inside, it blocks all that joy that we want to let out. So it's okay to cry if you're sad, scream if you're angry. And we say this a lot because we just want to remind all of us, including ourselves, not to always think we have to be happy and joyous.
And you can get to that joy spot even better if you release the non-joy. Find someone that you can release to and talk to. Don't take your anger and grief out on someone. Share it with somebody that can hear it, and you can raise your spirits back up. I heard years ago, you need to visit those deep, dark places. You just don't buy property there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's what we'll do. So
we're talking about happy drugs, and you always have a certain thing you say about what we do, who we are.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. So because this service, as well as most of the things we do, are involved with uplifting the consciousness, making us feel better, getting these happy drugs, we are actually happy drug dealers. And especially in Albuquerque, you need to really figure out where you're going to put that pause. You can't say, anyway, we are happy drug dealers. Okay, good. Because we saw
right.
Walter White's picture up there recently, and he reminded us.
Right.
Okay, and so we're going to be talking about lots of different things that we can do. To me, my favorite happy drug, and there's also different names for these. We'll give you some of the technical names for it. But my favorite happy drug is the drug that we get when we are hanging out with people that get us, okay? And that's different than being around people that tolerate us or being around people that, well, accept us. I accept them, you know, but the ones that embrace us, that love us, that know the good, the bad, the ugly, and don't love us in spite of those things, love us more because of those things.
And that is a vitamin.
That is a vitamin. Yes, it's the second vitamin C, Vitamin Connect. And so when you're hanging out with people that get you, you get that extra vitamin C, and it helps prevent emotional scurvy. And during the Great Pause, there was a big deficiency in the world of the second vitamin C. And now people are getting it back and realizing how important it is. And I don't think anything like that will ever happen. No matter what happens, we will always find a way to stay connected. And part of the reason we know it is because we tried it a different way and we felt the discomfort of that.
Right.
And so
we felt depleted.
We felt depleted, so we get more Vitamin Connect. So that's my favorite high. Being around people that get you, that love you. Talking this morning with somebody who came in here and wasn't really planning on being a part of the church, but his wife said, you'll like it, try it. Didn't really know, and then he felt the joy, he felt the love, he felt the energy, he felt the acceptance, and been coming ever since. Is it Art? Was his name Art? Is there an Art here? I probably missed it. But anyway, that's what we come here for in a way, is to get high. You know, these wonderful drugs, these wonderful energies of being around people that get you and support you and embrace you for who you are, make you feel higher, okay? And again, we'll talk about some of the different names of those drugs, but that is my favorite one. So I wrote a song. I was a YOU sponsor for many years. Tiffany, our YOU and our youth director here. And one of the songs I wrote after going to a YOU rally, which is where we met Gordon, it was in a place called Miami. They call it the wrong name. It's spelled Miami, but they call it Miami, Oklahoma. And we met there for a big regional rally. But when we were hanging around with those teens that were so full of life and so full of excitement, there was a high. They even called it the rally high. And you would come home from the rally high and you would still be high for a while. So I wrote this song called I Get High on YOU. It's a call and response song, and YOU can be the youth of unity, but it can also be the people. Look around a little bit at some of the people that you feel more high around. And I believe that it's absolutely 1,000% natural. Your body craves that, your mind craves that, and that is why we seek out these kinds of connections.
Right, and I may have missed it because I was on the mini disc, but a unity youth rallies where we met Gordon.
That's right. That unity. Okay, hit it, honey. Oh, I got it. Okay, all you got to do is repeat after me. I get high on YOU.
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 I get high.
Don't need a ship.
I don't need a plane.
Don't need a plane.
To take this trip.
I
don't need a drug.
Don't need a drug.
I don't need a brew.
Don't need a brew.
'Cause I get high. On YOU.
On YOU.
I get high 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 on YOU.
Your little girl.
Your little girl.
And your little boy.
And your little boy.
Needs to come out.
Needs to come out.
And feel the joy.
And feel the joy.
I see you as.
I see you as.
Young and wild.
Young and wild.
'Cause in God's eyes.
'Cause in God's eyes.
You're still a child.
You're still a child.
I get high on YOU.
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 Follow me and you'll get high too.
Follow me and get high too.
Amen. Woo! Getting high in church. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. So finding different ways that help you get high. I think we like to find as many ways that help us feel those
We
drugs.
do. So we found that having a meditation practice is a really good way to start your day to get that high. And about a little over a year ago, I decided that to do meditation, not because I really wanted to or had a lot of free time to do, because I feel like I needed it. For some reason, I just felt more anxious and overwhelmed, and I thought, I've got to do something to help this because I'm not feeling very joyous. And so we do a gratitude first. We say things we're grateful for, and then we do a meditation. And we do it every morning, except for Sunday mornings. I don't usually do it because I'm usually up at like 5 in the morning, and that's early enough for me. But yeah, it has really helped me start my day, you know. And if everyone has a different meditation practice, it can be silent, it can be with music. There's just many ways that you can find maybe something that works for you. And it's not like you always have to get messages with the meditation, but you just want to feel, you know, feel more uplifted and start your day in a joyous way.
And so the 3 happy drugs that we like to talk about the most are oxytocin, And that's usually the vitamin C drug you get from being around people and hugging people. But you also get oxytocin from animals. Angelina found this out, so
That's right.
share that.
So they did a documentary on dogs, and I believe this would be true for cats too. So they
Guinea pigs too, maybe.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but maybe. So, they wanted to see what kind of chemicals may go off in the brains of animals and that can maybe relate to humans. And so, you could be petting a dog. Come here. So, you're petting a dog and he's really loving it. And then you stop because he wants more. He wants more of that feeling of, love and all right. And so what they found out that the oxytocin in the dog's brain gets triggered and happens. What's the word? Comes out anyway. And so that's why they want more, because they want more of that chemical that lets off in your brain that triggers.
But we also get the oxytocin when we're petting the animal and hugging the animal and holding the animals, and we've taken to their dogs who love to be held by us and hug us and
Right.
twirl and all kind of fun things. So it's awesome. So when you're with animals and you're petting, you're getting this wonderful happy drug oxytocin, and they're getting the happy drug oxytocin. So then there's your serotonin.
Yes. And serotonin is the happy trigger, that happy chemical in the brain that lets off. And so I was reading up on how can we get that. And one interesting way is drinking water. Right. So drinking water hydrates us, and it's good for our emotional, mental, physical health. And it triggers the serotonin in our brain. So it's always good to drink lots of water. Yeah. It's good
And some of these things are probably just, you naturally have a certain amount. When you're drinking the right amount of water, you're getting enough serotonin. When you're spending enough time in nature, you're getting enough. And so if you start to do less of that, you'll feel that happy drug being depleted, And so being in nature, barefooting in nature, right. I guess they call that grounding of some sort, where you're not on concrete and cement all the time. We have a little beach in our backyard. We like to get barefoot on the beach in the morning, feel those wonderful energies and ions.
Because they say to put your feet in the ground so you can get those happy ions, those healthy, good ions that go through us, because we are in shoes most of the time on concrete ground flooring. So it's really good to do that. Get out in the sun and have the sun on you. Sun is another really good vitamin D, and it just feels really good to have that sunlight on us.
Absolutely. And so with the serotonin being kind of the happy hormone, the oxytocin they often call the love hormone, okay? And then my drug of choice, dopamine.
Right. So that's the pleasure and the motivation trigger, that chemical.
And you'll know you'll be seeking it because you want to feel that balance in the brain. And for me, when I go fishing, whenever I catch a fish, I get this amazing shot of dopamine. We've been going to arcades more and more lately. Even if it's only 30 minutes or 45 minutes of playing skee ball or something like that, we literally feel our dopamine levels go up, and we feel better and have more of that brain balance that way. Karaoke is always a fun thing for me because I'm always singing at churches.
I bet you wish you were here this Saturday.
I know. When we saw what y'all are doing next Saturday, I'm like, oh, we should be there. Anyway.
I bet also something kind of new. I know it's been a year, but your cold plunges, right?
Yes, right. So I've been doing cold plunges for about a year. And when you get in really cold water that's excruciatingly uncomfortable, your body gives you extra dopamine and gives you something else called norepinephrine. I don't know what it does, but it's supposed to be real good. and so we're supposed to have a certain balance of those things so we feel motivated. And, remember that song that used to be a youth song, I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic? Those happy drugs help you to feel alive, alert, awake, and enthusiastic. And you will crave them if you're not feeling alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. And I don't believe it's normal. I think it's natural for us to feel good. Okay, doesn't mean we have to be that way all the time. We can go into those places like Angelina said. You don't want to deny it. But seek out the people the events, the things that help you raise your dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, so you will be able to be more high on life and will be able to be more alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic.
Right. Here's another good tool or thing for us. Make your home your sanctuary, right? So then when you go home, you can just open the door and walk in and go, oh, I feel like I'm safe and feel nurtured in my home. So we have a turquoise kitchen. Turquoise is my favorite color. And so I thought I'm going to paint the kitchen turquoise. And I bought the paint. I started painting. I'm like, wow, this is a little bold to paint this room turquoise, but that's okay. And
it's kind of like your door.
Yeah, it's pretty bold. But every time I walk in that kitchen, it makes me smile. And when we've been away on the road, for a month, and we come home and I go in the kitchen, it just makes me smile and feel that joy. So make your home a sanctuary. It can be, if you want plants or whatever your sanctuary would be. I think that's a really great thing to do, so you can have a place where you can feel safe and loved and nurtured.
And even Marie Kondo in her organizing work says, have things in your house, on the wall, cushions and things like that when you look at them, you feel joy, raising up your happy chemicals. And Unity teaches so many wonderful phrases. Think about it. If you go through the world thinking horrible things are happening and there's no rhyme or reason, there's no divine order, how can you be happy if you don't believe that there's a reason for stuff, okay? And the idea that even when we don't understand it, there's divine order in it. My favorite paradox I heard from Wayne Dyer. Yes, everything's happening perfectly the way it is. It's supposed to. And so is your desire to change it. So we get both. They're both true. There's not one or the other. I love the idea of a paradox because sometimes you need a second opinion. Okay, some of you will get that joke later on this evening. By the way, we have at least one person here that's here for the first time. Please give Reverend Gordon and the staff a second chance and come back again. Okay. I'm always a little nervous of somebody's first experiences with us. All right. And so all these different tools, everything's in divine order, all is well.
Here's a good way to do divine order, one of those things. So you're driving and you miss your exit. This just happened to us the other day when we were in Dallas area and we got off the wrong place. That is a crazy place to get lost and get off the wrong exit. Thank God Armand drives into big cities because I don't do that well there. So anyway, we always go when that happens. We're supposed to be on this road. We were supposed to be off the wrong exit because who knows? Maybe we would have had a flat tire or something else would have happened or maybe something, we don't know. But we always look forward to what that might be. And divine order has helped us through many, many things.
And sometimes we get the answer of why it happened the way it happened, even though it didn't feel good. And sometimes we don't, and we just trust. And a lot of times people, when I tell them that we believe that way, they go, well, you're just making that up. And I go, okay, maybe, but here's the deal. We're making up stories all the time. You can make up that the universe is against you, or you can make up that the universe is conspiring on your behalf. And the idea of divine order is making up that the universe is conspiring on your behalf and you feel better, okay? And more like that happens. I heard this recently and it helped me understand and feel better about praying and affirmative prayers. And what he said was, God has one of three answers to all your prayers. The first one is the best one, yes. Who doesn't like a good yes? That's awesome, yeah. The second one is not yet. Have you ever tried that before? Like when we both got married to our first partners, we thought this is going to last forever, and God said, not yet. Okay, that worked out. And then the third one, which is a little trickier to navigate, but also if you think about it, when you're not sure if it's a not yet, it's I have something better. How many times have you lost something that you thought was really important to you, a job, a relationship, whatever, and then God had something better? So yes, not right now, or something better. And those tools help you keep your happy drugs at a high vibration. So I think we are at the end of our part of the service.
Yes.
But hopefully you're all feeling a little more high today. Okay, we are certainly feeling more high. The minute we come to Albuquerque, we feel high. And on the way here, we see giant balloons everywhere, and it's not even October.
And we got to see snow yesterday. We're from Florida, so when we saw that snow, it's like, oh my gosh, it's snowing.
It was a flurry. Yeah. All right. So, are you feeling a little more high today? Hallelujah. And no 12-step group and no negative side effects. Yay. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
And now we're going into